Tell me how your experience at Baylor has helped you on your professional journey, both as a prosecutor and now as a congressman in Washington.
Well, I spent my entire freshman year in Ben Young's room. Ben is now a PhD. His father's a pastor in Houston, Texas, at Second Baptist. And I would stay up until all hours of the day and night debating. We would watch Ted Koppel on Nightline on ABC, and then Ben and I would debate until he just got tired of beating me debating. Honestly, interacting with my very bright friends forces you to think quickly. I didn't go to law school at Baylor, so I didn't learn the law, but I did learn critical reasoning, and I did learn how to think quickly and be able to defend your arguments. And I give a bunch of preachers credit for that, as painful as it is for me to say that. Ben Young, Seibert, a roommate named David Cotton, who's a lawyer now, Gilliland, who's a clinical psychologist, Sam Adams. These are also all fraternity brothers, and most of them are pledge brothers. I was just really, really lucky to be around people that made you know what you believed and be able to defend it and do it quickly.
What's the best piece of advice you ever gotten? Who did you get it from?
Don't listen to the radio while you're taking a bath was a pretty good piece of advice I got from my father back when you had plug-in radios. I'd say the best piece of advice I got, politically speaking, was from a guy named David Wilkins, who was the ambassador to the United States, ambassador to Canada from the United States under President George W. Bush, and that is, it is better to be a good guy or gal with a bad idea than a bad guy or gal with a good idea. And that's a really simple way of saying it pays to be nice. If you are nice and treat people fairly, and that is your reputation, then they'll cut you a break if you don't have the greatest idea in the world. But you can be Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein combined. And if people don't like you, or you don't present yourself in a likable way, then I can be very successful.
How's your life been different than you expected?
Well, I didn't expect to be back at Baylor getting anything other than a revocation of my degree, so that's different. I never saw myself in Congress. I never saw myself running for office. None of my friends ever saw me doing any of that either. I knew I'd be in the criminal justice system, but I wasn't sure which side of the criminal justice system I would be on. When you're 17, which is how old I was when I set foot on campus, and then 21 when I left, I almost wish you could go back and go to college when you're older and you know more. I couldn't have predicted any of this. From the person I married, if you had told me that I'd been able to marry someone like that, I would have had you committed. I have so far exceeded every expectation I ever had for myself.
But that said, do you have any regrets?
I have a million regrets. I focused on the social in my answers to you because I had to. If I could do it all over again, I would have studied more. I would have learned more. And it's funny how those two go hand in hand. This is the season for learning, is what I tell my own children and tell their friends. You don't have a mortgage, you don't have a job, or not a full-time job. This is the time to learn. And there's going to come a point in your life where you wish you had read The Scarlet Letter, you wish you had read The Birthmark, you wish you had read The Gates of Fire, or The Man Upside Down, which Vardaman assigned to us. This is the time to read it. If you skip through it now, and then life gets fast and it gets more complicated, you can still learn, and you ought to learn the rest of your life, but that's really your only job in college, is to learn. And if I had to do it all over again, I would have taken that time. You can still have plenty of fun and learn. I would have prioritized a lot differently if I had to do it all over again.
How do you want to be remembered?
A fair person, loyal to his friends, Did the best he could with the limited skill set that he had. But I like the word fair. I like justice. I like the concept of treating people fairly, a level playing field. And I think maybe not in politics because it's so divisive, but certainly my other job as a state and federal prosecutor, I think almost everyone would tell you. I was showing my daughter last night a picture of a guy that I prosecuted in a death penalty case. He represented himself. Then he's on death row, but if you were to go visit him on death row, I think he would say, yeah, he beat me, but he was fair. God is just and he wants us to treat other people justly.
What did Baylor mean to you?
4 of the most formative years of my life, it proved to me that I could. Young people this age don't have any concept, I don't think, of how disconnected you would be being dropped off outside of Penland. I can still see my father's pickup truck pulling away. I did not know the soul. There was no texting, there was no emailing, there were no cell phones. I didn't know anybody. And that still ranks as probably the loneliest moment of my life. Just, I am 1,000 miles away. I don't know anybody. I'm on my own. And that loneliness lasted about 45 minutes until I met a guy named Ben Young. So I think Baylor proved to me that I could. I remember the night I was in a fraternity called KOT, and I remember the night they came in. And I'm probably divulging a secret, but that's okay. There's nothing they can do to me. They come in the first time, they tell you didn't make it. And I remember going through my head just thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't come. Maybe this isn't a good fit for me. Maybe I need to go back home. And then they come in about 2 minutes later and say, we're just kidding, get dressed. I remember that feeling of finding a connectivity, a group to connect with, like it was yesterday. It was almost a validation that taking a risk and going somewhere that a lot of people in South Carolina hadn't heard of was worth it. And now, when people ask, where did you go to school? The first question back home is, why'd you go that far away? But the more people get to know Baylor, the less people ask why. There were a bunch of kids from Spartanburg that I won't say talked into going to Baylor, but started with my 2 younger sisters. They both went to Baylor after me, and then a plethora of young people from my church, my community. Once you find out about it, you want to see your own kids and grandkids in an environment like this.
And we're done.